Imagine how you would feel if you could write a literature review in just 20 minutes. Well, isn't it shocking? And the best part, you can talk to 50 sources of any length just for free. Yes, you heard me right. Google Notebook LM is a free AI research powerhouse to analyze and summarize multiple documents at once. So, before diving into the applications of it, let's see how it is better than the other AI tools. We have all heard about AI tools that can summarize, brainstorm, and answer questions, but let's be real. Many of them come with their own set of issues. From inaccurate responses to hidden costs, it sometimes can get frustrating. That is where Notebook LM stands out. And one of the biggest advantages of Notebook LM is its accuracy. You know how some AI tools just make things up. That is called hallucination, and it can be super annoying. Notebook LM avoids this by using the data which you feed into it. No random guesses, just reliable, accurate information based on your own notes and your own files. And here is the best part, it is completely free to use, no hidden charges, no premium subscription nonsense. Whether you're a student, a professional, you can unlock its full potential without spending a dime. Another game changing feature is that Notebook LM cites its sources. If you're tired of AI tools spitting out answers without telling you where the information came from, this is a huge deal, and it tells you from where it cites the sources. It keeps everything transparent so you know exactly what it is basing its response on. Oh, and it is multilingual. Whether you are working in English, Spanish, Hindi, or any other language, Notebook LM has got you covered. It is perfect for anyone working in a global or multilingual environment. And here is the kicker, it only works with the data you provide. That means your notes, your ideas, and your documents. You don't have to worry about pulling information which is irrelevant or outdated from the internet. It is like having a research assistant that is 100% tailored to your needs. So here we are on our screen, and let's see how and what kind of applications does it provide. So first of all, so this is the interface. Here we can see it is written that it's Notebook LM, and these are my notebooks, which I have created. You can change the grid pattern or in any way you would like to see. For example, if you click here, it changes it to the list way, so you can see in the list. And here, I like this pattern better. So this is one of my favorite ways. It keeps everything clean, and I can recognize whatever I have done till now. So let's dive into its major applications. So I have created few notebooks for you guys. Let's see. So here you can see that we have created one of the notebooks, and the topic is thunderstorm asthma. So I have a huge and a deep interest in this topic. So I picked up 9 PDFs from multiple sources, and I have just uploaded it. How you can do it, you can click on add source, and here you can choose files. You can upload up till 50 files without paying anything. If you want to put more files, you have to go with the notebook plus option, but I think 50 sources are enough for most of the people doing their research or writing any literature review. You can also upload sources through Google Docs, Google Slides, websites, YouTube, and we can also copy and paste the text. I'll come to the other applications like YouTube, which is really important and interesting, and I've created a separate notebook for you guys. But now let's stick to the documents. Let's say when we upload the PDFs, how we can use it. So this is the way to upload the PDFs. And after that, let's go one by one. So this is the chatting option. This is where we can interact with multiple PDFs. For example, if we want to talk with all the PDFs, so I've selected all of them, and this is how I can select and start type. Let's say if I want to talk to these two PDFs, I can ask particular questions regarding these two PDFs. So this is really good. In ChatGPT or any other tools, generally we see that once we upload all the documents, it's not in our control to with which document we want to interact with. So this is really powerful and interesting. And after that, let's go here. So the first thing is study guide, then FAQs, then briefing doc, and timeline. So I've created these for you so that it gets faster. So if you click on study guide, so this kind of data it compiles. So the first thing it gives is a quiz. And so it gives you a list of questions. This is the way you can practice and learn about that topic further. For example, if you're writing a research report or any literature review on thunderstorm asthma, I think this is the best way one can learn about thunderstorm asthma before diving into the intricacies of it. Let's say, let's read the first question. What is the primary mechanism by which thunderstorm triggers asthma exacerbations? So this is the question, and here is the answer. Thunderstorm related rain causes pollen grains to rupture and release small allergenic particles that can be inhaled deep into the lungs. This triggers an acute inflammatory response in the airways of sensitive individuals, causing an asthma attack. So now we know how does thunderstorm asthma occurs and what are the symptoms. So this is a complete study guide. It created 10 questions, and we have beautiful answers. Oh, and it gets even interesting. It has also created some essay questions. If we are able to write these essay questions, it shows that we have a good understanding of the topic. And more interestingly, it gets even more interesting. So it is giving us key terms. So these are the key terms which it has picked up from the PDFs which we have provided. Remember, this is picking up the data only from the PDFs which we have given, nothing else, no use of internet. So this is really important, a study guide where we can have a brief information, an overview about the topic on which we are doing the research. So now let's go on to the next application, that is FAQs. So it has created multiple frequently asked questions. So the first question is, what is thunderstorm asthma and how does it occur? Then who is most at risk? Then can thunderstorm asthma affect people without a previous asthma diagnosis? So such kind of things help us to deepen our research. We can write these things, and our teachers or professors will see that we have done our work. We have done a proper research. Let's look at the fourth question. What role does it grass pollen play in thunderstorm asthma? Even more depth. How does thunderstorm asthma impact healthcare services? Implications of this thunderstorm asthma, and are there any preventive measures for thunderstorm asthma? So this is really good. So this is the FAQ section which we have created. And then briefing doc, let's look at this. So briefing doc, initially it gave us an information, when did it occur and what is it actually. Then mechanism, then it gave clinical manifestations and affected populations, what are the risk factors. Then epidemiology and geographical distribution, that is really wonderful. And impact on the healthcare system, that we have already seen. So what kind of planning is needed, key findings. So this is really interesting. It is giving us the key findings from all the documents which we have given. We can use such case studies to even enhance our research or literature review. It has given us a research case study on Melbourne 2016, and then there is a study on Tasmania, then UK, and then it is also giving us quotes and evidences. It's wonderful. We could not have pulled up that kind of information in such less time. Trust me, it could have taken us weeks to do this, and maybe still it would not be that effective. And then conclusion. So this is really good. So we have seen the briefing doc and the timeline. So this is really important and interesting. So let's say, if we are, writing a research topic or any literature review, so we must be knowing about the research from where it started and what kind of research is, what kind of recent research we can look at. And here we can see, the timeline of events. So, the first document is from 1983, and then it goes till 2019. So this is wonderful. We can see that we are missing on 4 or 5 years of study. We can find some sources which are more recent. This gives you a proper evolution of the topic, proper research which has been done till now. This is wonderful. And then it gets even better. I cannot complain, to be honest. So the cast of characters. So it is telling us about the authors who have written these articles. They did a lot of research, and looking at these authors we can see what kind of research these people have done. There might be people who have done years of research on them, so their resources and documents must be more credible. So let's look at the first one. So this person he is a specialist from Italy, and he has contributed to multiple publications concerning thunderstorm asthma related to allergic disorders. So this person has worked throughout his life on this disorder. So I think quoting his sources would bring more credibility to our research. So this is all the list of authors and people who have done the research. So this is wonderful. And now I'm going to tell you a very interesting thing. Trust me, all the PDFs which we have given it to the notebook LM, it has created an audio overview. And it's not a boring audio overview, it is a podcast, and it is a wonderfully made podcast, very interesting. So let me play it for a brief so that you can get a hang of it.
All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving into something pretty wild. Thunderstorm asthma. Yeah. It might sound like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, right?
Right.
But it's a real phenomenon. And we're going to break down exactly what causes it. And what's really fascinating and maybe a little bit scary is that you don't even have to.
So you can see how interesting it is. They are adding all the elements, emotions, highs and lows. So let's play for a little bit more.
Have asthma to be affected by this, especially during certain times of the year.
Yeah, that's right. It really shows how interconnected weather, pollen, and our respiratory systems all are.
Absolutely. And for this deep dive, you shared some really interesting research with me. We've got a study on a massive thunderstorm asthma outbreak.
So this is wonderful. We can, listen to this podcast, while walking, and within 15 minutes, you will get a hang of it, what the topic is all about. And this is really interesting. So this is about, how to, compile and use the PDFs, this way, you can get all the data. And, let me tell you the most important thing, the typing option. Start typing, we can ask questions. So here I have asked few questions, which are really interesting. So here I ask, what are the vulnerable population groups for thunderstorm asthma? So it has given us, the vulnerable population groups in proper detail. And the beauty of it is, which I told you earlier, that it provides the citation. So here we can click, it has taken us to this document. And here in the editorial, it is saying, that these are the vulnerable population groups. So this is the beauty of it. We can see, from where it is, basing its response. So it is not hallucinated. Although, it can be a bit, here and there, but you can scroll through the document and see, from where it is quoting it, but it is almost accurate. So similarly, we can see, this information they have picked up from a particular area of a document. So this is wonderful. Let's see what I have asked them again after that. So so this gets interesting. So I have asked them to write a literature review on thunderstorm asthma. Please give me 1,000-word literature review with the APA 7 format. It can't get better than this, trust me. So after given the prompt, so they have given the introduction with the references, that is the citations, and then the mechanisms, vulnerable population groups, and then the impact on healthcare systems, management and prevention. All the in-text citations are provided. You can check research directions, wonderful, and then the references. Wow, it is awesome, to be honest. 1,000-word literature review just done like in a fraction of seconds, to be honest. Once we upload the document, just one prompt away. So we can copy and paste this in the Google Docs, and provide, do the required formatting, and rest everything is done. So this is how you can do literature review in a fraction of seconds. I have shown you all the features for to do the literature review, or if you want to write a research report. So this is wonderful. So let me tell you another application which is really awesome. So let's get back to the main screen, and here I would like to tell you about. So this is awesome. So let's say if your teacher has given you to do a research on a particular topic, and you saw like there are 10 or 15 YouTube videos which which you guys need to check in order to understand the topic completely. So you don't need to watch the videos now, you can do it here. Let me show you how. So this gets interesting, to be honest. So let me show you how it works. So click on add source, and once you click on YouTube, you just have to paste the URL. You don't have to do much, trust me, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Just wait. So once I have uploaded all these sources, we can select, deselect, and talk to them particularly or individually. And after that, let's look at the chat. So what are the main areas covered in the video? So it has given all the areas which are covered in the video, and let's see. So for the greenhouse effect, it has given us one citation. Let's click on it. So you see, if you click here, it will take you to the video, and it always transcribes the video very quickly. It within a fraction of seconds, it transcribes the video. It is showing us it has picked up the data from here, although it does not give you the timestamps, but still it is already way better than we have expected. So let's click back on sources. So we can see all the content which has been covered in different videos. You don't need to watch all those videos and waste a lot of time. You can just summarize all the videos in one session. So this is about the YouTube videos, and you can devise your own ways to learn more, get better ideas. And similarly, these are the four features which we have already covered: study guide, climate change FAQs, briefing doc, timeline, and again the podcast. This is the ultimate thing, the best, I would say. Let me tell you another feature which is really wonderful. Let's say you're studying in university and you have huge bulky books to study. So either you can toil the pages, or you can do one small trick. Let me tell you what. So this is it. So I have uploaded a wonderful book, very famous book to be honest, by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everyone has heard about it. Yes, yeah. So I have uploaded this book. Again, it has created the podcast. Wonderful, a 25-minute podcast. And personally, I have listened to the complete 25-minute podcast. And trust me, I've read this book multiple times and I got everything which is really important to know about in a very interesting way. On the other hand, if we listen to the audiobooks, those are very bland. They are not that interesting in comparison with this podcast. So converting these books or PDFs into podcasts has been a fascinating ideas. What whoever has given this suggestion and devised this formula, thumbs up to them. So let's see what I have done for the book. So let's see. So what are the chapters covered in this book? So it has given us all the content section. This is wonderful. And now let's say if I find any particular chapter more engaging, and then I can just jump onto that or hop onto that. So the chapter 6 seems interesting. Tell me about it. So it has given us all the information. So see, the story of Alexander Graham Bell. So this chapter begins by recounting how Bell, after inventing the telephone, was turned down by Western Union when he offered to sell his patent for 100,000. This highlights the idea that great opportunities can be missed if people are not open to new ideas. I hope you're not going to miss this opportunity. Are you? So yeah, it's wonderful. And it is also again giving us the citations, the places from where it has picked up all the data. And if I have asked, so there was something which was the use of cash flow board game. So I found it bit interesting and intriguing. I thought I want to learn more about it. And so I asked, tell me more about the cash flow board game. It gave me all the information which is required, and only from this book, not from the internet. So no hallucination. So this is wonderful. And then just out of curiosity, I've asked it one more thing just to test it. What is written on 110 in this book, page 110 in the book. And it has given me the accurate information which has been given in page 110, because I had the PDF, I knew, so I checked it, I cross-checked it, and it was accurate and to the point. So this is wonderful. So these are all the features of Notebook LM. I hope you will be using it, and this will be a revolutionary thing, a revolutionary application in the academics, and even for people who want to use it in multiple ways. You can find your way, but this is all about which these are the things which I thought about, and I thought this can provide value to the students and researchers who are doing their literature reviews, research papers, dissertations, and toiling through research papers, thousands of research papers, and it just gets very messy. And I thought I should be creating something which can really help you. So thank you for checking this out, and let's get back to the video. So this is all about the applications and features of Notebook LM, which can change the way you do research and write PhD thesis or any literature reviews. I hope you found the video useful. Thank you for watching the video.